What is up, geeks and gamers? It's your boy Q
and QMG,
bringing y'all guys into the QUNIVERSE, where we talk to you about everything geeky, gamey, and nerdy. And you already know, we just want to take this moment out to, say we missed y'all, but it was for a good reason. We lost a brother last Friday, not this Friday just passed, but the previous Friday before. And we just want to give a shout out, RIP, long live JB. You will be missed. So it was kind of rough these last couple of weeks, but we back, give y'all what y'all need. We got a lot to talk about since we missed 2 weeks. But yeah, we just wanted to take that time out before we get on start to say long live JB, man.
Yes. It
ain't gonna be the same down here without you, big bro. But we gonna go ahead and kick it off. You already know how we do. You already know how we started off. Let's get it. We got a great episode for y'all. We're going to be talking about some Shang Chi. We're going to be talking about some Spider-Man. We're going to be talking about some What If. We're going to be talking about some Venom 2. We're going to be talking about a lot. So I'm glad to be back. QMG, you glad to be back, broski? We finna turn up. Let's go. Woo. Woo. Got a great episode, man. It feels good to be back. We're going to go ahead and turn on up. We're going to get y'all right because this is the Geeky Gaming Universe. You already know we bring that heat. Woo. We too sexy for this podcast right now, bro. Look at that man with the shades on, though. He going crazy. Woo! We back. Okay. All right. It's fine. Okay. But yeah, we got a great episode, man. It feels good to be back into the QUNIVERSE. Woo! How you doing, QMG?
Doing it.
Doing it well. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and hop right into it, because a movie that actually has surprised me came out September the 2nd, 5th, one of them days, but it was early September. Shang Chi was released, and to my surprise, even though we talked about it for many a night on Into the QUNIVERSE, it did really well, box office wise and critically. So, I mean, as far as critics. So, QMG, I definitely want to get your thoughts. I want to go ahead and let you start off on how you felt about Shang-Chi, because you saw it before me, actually. So I definitely want to get your thoughts, because I was actually pretty surprised on how well it did. And actually, I enjoyed the movie. So, QMG, I definitely want to know your thoughts. How do you feel about Shang-Chi, or how you say it, Shang-Chi?
Yes. Let me make sure my mic is all the way so y'all can hear. Yeah, Shang-Chi was dope. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a whole lot. It was a nice change of, well, not to really give it, the MCU too much credit, but it gave me that Black Panther change of pace where, not a one-to-one identical, Black Panther storyline, but overall just a change up of the formulaic MCU that we are accustomed to, for better or worse. And yeah, it was a nice little movie. It was a great movie.
Oh, you thought it was great?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Oh, okay.
I liked the story. I liked the subdued nature of it until it had to get superhero-y, which was dope as well. It was a lot of great action. I think that the characters did what they had to do. It was a nice feel good action movie. Can't say too much else about it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was really good. Actually, some of the stuff that I saw from it, it wasn't just the movie that got me hyped. It was some of the, I don't know how to explain it. Some of the things, it was kind of almost some of the things that I saw that could come of this movie. But I thought it was really good. And I'm just happy to see some other diversity than just white, and black. And that's just me. And we haven't really seen anything come majorly from China besides Rich Crazy Asians. We haven't really seen any super Asian superhero movies based in China. So that was really cool. But like I said, some of the implications that the success of this movie and the success of the lead character, Simu Liu, it really hyped me up. I want to get your thoughts on this, but before I get back into how good the movie was, I honestly believe if anybody can reboot, because we're in the age of reboots, is come back from that age of Jackie Chan Rumble in the Bronx, I would love to see him reprise some of those old school Jackie Chan movies. I could see him really doing well in that light. I want to get your thoughts on that, because when I was watching them, like the bus scene was probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. It really had a lot of that Rumble in the Bronx vibes. Also the scene when they were in the fight club, the rush hour, the bamboo scene vibes. And I really just felt like the Simu Liu can really shine in that type of movie at environment.
Yeah, if that's what that is, if you want to continue doing other action movies outside of Marvel, that's not a
yes.
I know a lot of Asian actors nowadays, they don't want to be pigeonholed to
definitely
one type of genre like previous decades forced them to be.
Yeah.
So I think that it's all reliant on him. It's all reliant on what he wants personally.
Facts.
I think that, a lot of these Asian actors nowadays, they like to diversify their profile. So, he could, but I don't really just hang my hat on the fact that he could, that's what he wants to do.
Definitely. No, definitely. If he wants to try other roles, definitely. I could just see he has that. To me, when I was watching, he had the same spark that I felt watching OG Jackie Chan movies. Like for Jackie Chan's first Americans to breakouts. I just felt that same vibe in a good way. Like he really has the comedic chops, he has the intensity, he has the choreography down pat. And I would love to see him maybe reprise, maybe do a updated Rumble in the Bronx or something like that. Maybe a newer police story or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. But back to the movie, I thought it was really well done. Like I said, I love the Chinese aspect where they really dug deep into the Chinese mythos and lore. The Mandarin was really cool. Bringing Trevor back was really cool. I like how they did that with him. My only thing I probably didn't like, I didn't prefer Shang Chi's suit at the end. Like the top part was cool, but with the slacks and gym shoes, I didn't really care for that. But there was nothing really bad about the movie. Maybe they should have had I would have liked a little bit more, maybe a couple more slapstick fight scenes, maybe like something quick and smooth. But for the most part, it was paced well. I just really genuinely liked the movie. It wasn't like something that blew me away, but I really genuinely liked the movie. It was something that I went away from like, I like this. I would like to see where they could further take this character in the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. I definitely feel the same way in all those regards. Another beautifully done movie from, in the genre of superhero films. I like the aesthetic of it all and the just how it felt, just like a family drama alongside it being an action movie. I like that. I feel like that was a good call, a good thing to do.
Definitely. So if you had to rate the movie, was there anything that you did not like in the movie? Was there anything that you thought could have been done better or didn't rub you the right way? Was there anything like that in the movie?
Nothing off the top of my head, actually. I don't really have too many critiques about the film. I feel like just a minor one was that sometimes the too formulaic approach of having to have a joke in the like at certain parts, I feel like that could have been, toned down for this movie in particular, because of the family drama was so strong that you didn't need to do the whole comedic buffer to make sure that people stay invested in what they're watching. But other than that, I still liked it. I like all the characters felt three-dimensional.
Razor Fist.
I mean, that's not a character. It's just he's just a henchman. So
I think he's gonna have a more prominent role in the second one, though.
He's not, but it's the fact that the core characters all felt three-dimensional and fleshed out, and their motivations and backstories made sense. I gotta give it up to Wen Wu. I got to.
Wen Wu was godlike.
His whole character surprised me. Don't want to get into too deep of spoilers, but they don't really yank the rug out from under you with his motivations. They keep it linear, and it works because it's something that the MCU had when it's done it to a lesser extent in previous films. You can always see the potential in what they wanted to do, but sometimes it fell flat because of the writing or the story or the direction. But with this film, it worked tremendously because they never played it ridiculous, or they never disrespected it. They kept it with enough respect and reverence in the film where you took it seriously and you had a lot of emotions to it. So I know at points in the movie, I was kind of waiting for the proverbial shoe to drop because, I was waiting for some of the Marvel cliches to rear its ugly head. And I'm glad to say I didn't experience that. I'm glad to say that from beginning to end, it kept me involved. And
Yeah.
you know, it only sucks that that they waited this long to make him a prominent character.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, Feige I've spoken about it ad nauseum at this point, but them trying to be subversive with the Mandarin and the way they did in Iron Man 3 was a massive mistake, massive misstep. And while they did rectify it, I'm not gonna lie, they rectified it completely in Shang Chi. I do feel like this could have been done from the jump street, and it would have been equally as impactful. But
they did in the Thor.
Nobody watched that.
That's true, but they did.
It's like, did they? Because if they did, then they wouldn't have had to double down on it. Just in case you forgot, in the movie with Trevor. So
yeah,
if they would have, it's a larger issue with the MCU about the Asian representation in the film, but not just with the traditional Chinese or Japanese, but the other nationalities people forget fall into the Asiatic culture, like Indian and Middle Eastern. There's still and upcoming as well, that there's still an issue and that needs to be fixed. But thankfully, some of the jingoistic executives who negatively viewed Asian culture in Marvel are thankfully no longer there, or hopefully rather no longer there. So hopefully that makes a change.
So did you like his suit? Because I thought the suit was not good. Like I said, the top part was cool, but the slacks and gym shoes.
All of the suits looked cool, and it made sense because they only had the shirt. Like, it was a shirt, and he had to do all of this rest of the stuff in those clothes.
Why would they only make his shirt though?
Why would they expect him to come? Like, they only were told that they would return. They didn't know they were return as warriors. Maybe they only was going to return as citizens. You can't.
I guess I don't know, man. It's just like, but just make a whole suit.
I mean, people complain all the time about first origin superhero movies having their characters have too much conveniency when it comes to their costumes. So I like the fact that they relegated it to, okay, we obviously are going to have the weapons for you guys because we are a warrior village, but as far as your costumes go, we'll only have so much because.
But did you, just because it's a convenience and an understanding, did you like it personally? How it looked?
I like it. It didn't bother me. It wasn't like.
Let me know, geeks and gamers. How did y'all feel about the Shang Chi shoot?
I mean,
the Shang Chi suit.
It's better than 90% of what Shang Chi has worn in his history before the movie. So it's not.
Yeah, but just because it's better than the other bad stuff, don't make it good.
That would be true if it was bad inherently. But
I said, I like the actual shirt. If they would have just gave him like some more.
Like the village inherently doesn't look too material. This is where the subtlety comes in. The village inherently isn't materialistic on the outwards. You see a lot of the characters wearing their traditional robes and tunics. And
where did they get gym shoes from? Because those weren't the gym shoes he came with.
He might have. You don't think he might have brought some gym shoes?
He didn't have no bag.
You don't. First of all, those were actually his gym shoes he had on. He did have Jordans the entire time. I paid attention to them.
No, because the ones he had on weren't the same ones that he was at the end.
Yes, they were.
We'll have to go back and see.
You will have to go back and see. I know because the reason I did that, the reason I paid attention
because he had regular J's on at first.
No,
by the time he was fighting, they wasn't Jordans.
Those were black.
They were gym shoes.
Well, you got to remember that most of the action at the end was kind of CGI'd up, so they weren't going to make him look 1-to-1 like the actual Jordans he had on in those scenes. But those weren't,
because he had on white Jordans at first.
No, he had on the black Jordans when he showed up to the village.
We'll see.
I was making sure I was looking out for him because in all of the Marvel Legends toys and other promotional material, I'm like, why does his superhero outfit looked like he was wearing gym shoes? And
that's already
but when I watched the movie, I was paying attention to, okay, are they going to do it? And when he walked out the car, I was like,
hey, thanks for tuning in. Denise, thanks for tuning in.
I was like, oh, he has goddangs on. He got the gym shoes on. So that's why his pants looked like jeans, because they only gave him the top and whatnot. That's the
I still don't like it. That's just my personal opinion. I thought they could maybe if they did something with the pants, maybe, but that just the straight slacks, I didn't really care for it. But that's just me, it's obviously opinionated. But yeah, there was 2 end credit scenes, and it's been 2 weeks. We waited 2 weeks. We didn't talk about it first week or second week, so everybody that's seen it probably is gonna see it, or probably seen the know about the end credits. But the first end credits was Wong from Doctor Strange coming to grab Katie and Shang Chi. and taking them to the Sanctum Sanctorum to tell them about the 10 rings, and something has been activated by a beacon has been activated by the 10 rings. And the second in the post-credit scene was Xiling. She became the leader of the 10 rings, Shang-Chi's sister. So QMG, were both in credit scenes, were they exciting? Did they excite you anyway? Before I tell you how they excited me, did they excite you in any way? Or did it just feel like just another loose end that they're never going to tie up?
No, those absolutely felt like they were important. And
yes,
those are absolutely things that are going to be relevant in the future. I want to first go off and I want to first say that with the first one, I want to cast people's mind back to the original slate for these films before the pandemic hit. It was originally supposed to be obviously Black Widow was going to be the first movie, but then it was going to be Eternals, and then Shang-Chi would have led into Doctor Strange, was going to lead into the other movie. Shang-Chi was supposed to be the one to come out last, but because of the pandemic and everything pushing everything around, Shang-Chi became the second movie. And I think that the 10 Rings has something to do with the timeline and Eternals type deal. I think the 10 Rings are Eternals related, and the beacon was something in regards to either timeline or what up, Dan? What up, Don? What up, Don? Thank you for tuning in.
What up, Don?
But also, god dang, something involving the timeline or Eternals, because I think the 10 Rings was an artifact that is the reason why the wielder could live as long as they did.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I pointed this out to others, but aesthetically, and I could be wrong, I don't know exactly how true it is, but aesthetically, it looked similar to the suits used in Shang-Chi looked similar to those of the Eternals. So I'm thinking that the Eternals were supposed to come out, and then the 10 Rings were going to be in there, and then when you
or the beacon is the beacon for the Eternals. Do you think that was the beacon was for?
I think that it might have been. I think that might have been something that tied in, because with the latest trailer and whatnot, they're constantly talking about they're constantly talking about whatchamacallit. They're talking about the something being activated, right?
Yeah, the beacon is activated.
That's what Selma Hayek is talking about. It's never explicitly stated, but she keeps talking about, she's talking to Icarus, I believe, and she's like, this something has been activated, and that might have been what the 10 Rings, like the 10 Rings caught it. So I think that information is reversed. They're the same information. It's nothing else. It's nothing else new. But if the Eternals would have came out first, it would have just added it was
Three. What's up, man? What's up? You all right? Big Carl in the building.
What's up?
But yeah. So do you think that it could possibly have something to do with something that's further beyond than we think? Do you think that it could have anything to do with Galactus or anything like that? A beacon hearkening to something bigger?
No, I don't think so. I think it's in line with something that they may have laid down the line. Like, I think it might be something Eternals related. That's why I say either timeline or Eternals. What's up, John? What's up? Because of the fact that it is it's supposed to be around that time, right?
Yeah.
And then again, going back to looking at the original timeline slate for the MCU stuff, WandaVision was supposed to come out after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that was after the Eternal. Matter of fact, while I'm talking, let me just pull it up for a reference point. But yeah, all of the timeline stuff, like from Loki and WandaVision, was supposed to come out after Eternals and whatnot. So
but you don't think there's any possibility that can have something to do with like a beacon towards, because we're obviously Eternal Celestials created Galactus as well. You don't think there's no plausibility that they can be beacon into the Galactus?
No, because that's too far away. You got to, like, the reason I keep going back to it is because it's one of those it's literally one of those It's one of those instances where the movies were done well in advance.
Yeah.
And the only thing that got retooled were the MCU shows and Doctor Strange 2. Those are the only things that got retooled because of the pandemic, because they weren't in production yet.
Facts.
But Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Eternals, all of that stuff was more or less in the can.
Yeah.
So they had to go with what they knew. And I'm guessing because they were not as connected to the timeline multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything that they had to really change.
Well, to be honest, I'm just really happy that Shang-Chi did well box office wise as well as critically, because that's gonna really save a lot of other movies that have theatrical releases, showing that people will still choose to go to the movies if everything's willing, vaccinations and going properly. That's very exciting to see that movies are coming back into full effect to some extent.
Because look, I'm showing Q this, but this is the original phase 4 lineup.
Yeah.
That's the original. Don't just look at the.
I am. Hey,
snatch that man.
That man, y'all see, he don't want me to touch his phone. That's crazy.
Oh,
I can't see from over here. You got to turn and tilt it that way.
You could have just cranked your neck, but no. Black Widow. It was going to be Black Widow, then Winter Falcon and Winter Soldier, then Eternals, then Shang-Chi, then WandaVision. So basically, all of the multiverse stuff would have been after Black Widow and Eternals. And for sure, Black Widow and Eternals were in the can before any of this stuff was done.
They definitely wanted to get Black Widow out the way.
Yeah, so that's so before and that was way before the pandemic was a issue for the tissue.
Facts.
So,
but are you excited now? Obviously, it's still the Delta variant is going on and people are still dealing with that. But a lot of people are getting vaccinations. A lot of people are even still going out with the proper precautions. Are you excited for this new surge of theatrical releases?
That is a very tricky thing to answer. Am I personally excited? Yeah. No, because I feel like it is just going for my Shang-Chi experience. It was full. A lot of people, if not everyone, had their masks on, thankfully, because it was a requirement.
Yeah.
But and as a whole, depending on when you talk about these stupid ass states who try to wholesale get rid of their mask mandates or pretend like everything is over with, and we still have cases rising every day, and people in the millions around the world are still dying from this. It's all dependent on how this works. And thankfully, Shang-Chi made enough money, and so that's from a cultural perspective, that's good. But as far as movies now just trying to rush back into the theaters, I don't know. I don't know. The only movies I can say for certain are going to benefit from it, and that's just simply because of how I'm assuming the spread of the films is Venom 2 and Spider-Man. Those are the only ones. And the thing about Spider-Man is that can still be, like, if there is a major event that happens where people, like a super spreader event that causes a lot of people to get hurt, that the Spider-Man will absolutely get pushed into 2021. But because Spider-Man does have a streaming deal now. It has a streaming deal where it can be rejiggered it can be on. It's going to be on Netflix and Disney Plus regardless. 6 months, I believe, after the theatrical release. But yeah. So,
obviously, I don't think that's gonna matter after the fact of the movie. Probably is gonna be one of the biggest superhero movies ever. But talking about money wise, not saying if it's gonna be good or not. Just only barring that the COVID doesn't have a major Kaizen burst resurgence. But
yes.
You brought up Venom 2,
which still take that seriously, y'all. This is y'all PSA to take that seriously. Still go out with y'all masks on and go ahead and take all that seriously, because the more consistent you are with that, and get vaccinated as well. But the more consistent y'all are with that, the more quicker we go back to normal. So
this is Cormani's PSA announcement. One more time, because you stayed about the mask and everything, so they know.
Just hit the button, because they already heard me.
I was finna give you your theme music while I was going on, but you brought up Venom 2. Venom 2, it's seeming like it's getting some good reviews, some early test screening, some pedestrian that aren't the creators actually getting it out there in circulation, and it's been getting some good reviews. I'm still not sold on it because it had good reviews. The original had pretty decent reviews, and I was not a fan of the original. Learning that it was now, because we thought it was going to be R, but then it came to be PG-13. That kind of was a letdown. A lot of people still saying it's good. I'm going to give it a try, but the PG-13 Venom that came out originally didn't hype me up, so I don't know about this one. Woody Harrelson probably is going to have to carry the movie, I'm thinking, if it's that good. But I'm still not excited, especially learning that it was going from PG-13 to, R to PG-13. But now there is also the end credit scene that we're not going to talk about. We're not going to talk.
I don't know. If you watched it or read about it, Quentin, I'm shame on you.
I haven't. All I know is that there's an end credit scene that people are talking about. It's interesting. Dang. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I apologize. This was Into the QUNIVERSE. We done for that. But no. In all actuality, what I was saying was there is an end credit scene that is. They say it's interesting. I haven't looked anything on it, but what I was gonna say was that was the thing that I was looking forward to, if anything, an interesting end credit scene, because there's a plethora of things that we could take away from that, knowing that it's interesting, because we've already been theorizing and making theories about what do we want to see Spider-Man, Venom doing stuff. We don't even know. It might be something, could be something from the multiverse, from Into the Spider-Verse. It could be anything at this point dealing with Venom and an end credit scene. So it could be even Morbius. We haven't heard anything on Morbius in years. So
it's been 1 year.
About 2.
No, the first Morbius trailer came out.
We finna be in 2022.
Okay, that's the one. And when we're in 2022, it will be years. It's literally been 1 year since the first trailer, which was supposed to be a teaser trailer for the trailer.
That's still a long time, and really didn't went off the grid. Really, nothing has been said. Period.
As it's supposed to. Why would you promote? Why would you do something stupid like Black Widow and put out your final trailer at the height of the pandemic, and which then leaves you with nothing else to show?
Because it was gonna come out though. No. Black Widow was coming out. Like, what could they do? Not show the trailer and still come out?
The difference between Black Widow and Morbius is that at least Sony had the God-given sense to go, yeah, we're just gonna completely take it off the grid and wait until it's relevant, and or people go back to the movie theaters and just do that. Like, that's the smartest thing they could do.
Well, it looks like to me they already had the gun Black Widow's head, so they were just trying to get it out the way so they could push all this new stuff. If I'm being 100%, that's what it looked like they were trying to do. They didn't really care about Black Widow doing well or not.
They did not. Well, it's less about it wanting to get that and more so it's weird because they didn't have to delay Black Widow that whole calendar year. They could have let Black Widow be a film they put out and be the first of the Disney streaming service stuff way last year. They could have did that. But they chose not to. They chose to delay it a full calendar year. That was stupid. But all in all, the fact remains that you are in the super minority about Venom, so that's
fine. I don't have no problem with that. That's still my opinion. No?
You are like, so I just don't want the audience to be misrepresented about the hype about Venom too.
I didn't say it was no hype. I literally started the conversation off saying it's getting good reviews.
I'm just saying,
how does my opinions to give them a bad review
because people hold it in high regard.
No, don't do that. Don't.
And don't keep up with the scuttlebutt about these films. So therefore, they might think that because Q said it's.
I literally started it off saying that it's getting good reviews. It's doing good, and I said the first one did real good as far as critical reviews.
I said that. I'm just reiterating.
That's wild.
I'm just reiterating that Venom 1 was one of the highest grossing superhero films of 2018, of 2018. And it was one of the most beloved films, and it's still to this day actually one of the most beloved superhero films of all time, and gave Venom, one of the most iconic comic book characters of all time, a massive resurgence in popularity.
I like how you do that.
What you talking
about? Like how you do that for that, because when you're the minority, when you're the minority, like with Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, a lot of people love Tom Holland Spider-Man and that whole all his movies.
It's a 50-50.
No, don't say
it is. It's objectively a 50-50. No, it's you don't see the online discourse.
Oh,
Spider-Man has been a film property for going on 20 years
definitely
now.
Exactly.
And Tom Holland has only been Spider-Man for about 4 to 5 years, and he's only had 2 solo movies and 3.
He actually has 3 now. It just hasn't come out yet. So, but he has 3.
So
this one, the third one's done. It's done.
Is it out?
It's done though.
No, that's not how that works. Is it out?
Are they not going to put it out?
It's not if they will put it out. You know the McRib is coming, but it's not on the menu now. So that means it's not a McDonald's sandwich right now.
But it is though. That's how it's the McRib.
And that's not how that works.
It'll
be 3 movies when the film comes out. It's 2 right now.
All I'm saying is I like how you just because Venom has did critically well as Tom Holland Spider-Man's done critically well.
The difference between
you just literally hyped up Venom so much, which no one ever said it didn't do critically well. I said it's my opinion.
You're casting a lot of aspersions and assumptions onto what I'm actually saying. And if you would let me finish my thought, then we can
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Like it was supposed to be. What I'm saying is that for one, Tom Holland Spider-Man is a 100% 50-50 split on people's enthusiasm because you have the people who like him, don't like him, or don't care either way. So that is already a more marginalized degree. So it's not really one side that is more of a minority than the other. He's a very divisive character. My point with Venom is that this movie isn't divisive at all. It's very much.
Well, you haven't seen it, so you don't know that yet.
Did I say Venom? Let there be carnage?
Oh, okay. You talking about Venom? Okay, my fault.
I was very.
Go ahead.
But I said Venom 1 isn't very divisive at all. You will have people who don't like it, but overall, the overwhelming majority like the movie, like where it took Venom, and are very excited from what Tom Hardy and the squad are going to do next. And as I was previously stating before, I was rudely interrupted. Darkness, my old friend. I'm just gonna wait for it to end so I can stop getting interrupted.
It's crazy.
Like I was saying, as I'm being before I was rudely in. The more you cut me off, the longer I'm gonna have to stay on this point.
I ain't saying nothing.
I'm just
go ahead.
I'm saying the Venom movie, it did a lot of good for Venom. People got super excited for Venom. People want to see more of Venom. People liked that movie so much that they told the then current writer of the book to fuck off when he was trying to say, "Let's not Venom," and they promptly said, "Shut up, and write your stupid ass comic." And they went to go watch it some more. And it's actually, if I'm not mistaken, it is the 3rd highest grossing superhero film of 20.
What does that mean?
You brought a box office.
It's a lot of high grossing movies that you don't even like.
Did I say that it was? Was my point making?
You brought that up as if it was because it was the highest grossing. It was good.
I'm just continuing on the point that you made in the first half, bringing up the box office. Did you not introduce the concept of the box office first into the conversation?
Yeah, to say that people like the movie.
I'm reiterating.
No, you using that to say.
I'm reiterating the point. I'm not saying it. I'm reiterating the point.
Okay, keep going. You got it.
A very high grossing film. The 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, Aquaman and Infinity War spring to mind.
Okay.
The other 2.
Yeah.
And 4th. I'm sorry, Black Panther was also one of those. So it was in the
Bombay.
It was in the top 5 grossing superhero films of 2018. A very stacked year, if I might add.
Okay.
And it was Tom Hardy's and Venom's relationship brought in a lot of new fans to the character. You can shake your head no, but you're being wrong. You can shake your head no.
I'm just listening to you.
You were shaking your head. I literally saw all of it. Like you can shake your head no to a fact all you want to.
I know, y'all keep going, bro.
And Venom 2 is a lot of people's marquee superhero film of the year. You can shake your head no. That's you keep talking about you keep talking about it's your opinion, but you keep trying to.
No, I'm shaking my head because of my opinion of the movie, not shaking my head to the facts that you're saying.
Why are you shaking your head to the opinion of the movie?
Because I'm like, why would they think that? Because of my opinion.
But it was already established.
Let me know in the comments. Did y'all like Venom 2? Was Venom 2 one of y'all top
Venom
movies?
2, so they went to the future and watched Venom.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean. Venom 1. Venom 1. Did y'all like Venom 1? Let me know.
So,
like I said, it's my opinion. Just like your opinion about certain movies, you know.
I'm not speaking on opinion at this moment. I'm speaking on the cultural impact of Venom 1, the film. and how much people enjoyed it highly and why they're very much excited for this film. As I've mentioned before, Andy Serkis is directing.
I started the comment off saying
nice.
Venom did good.
That's nice. You did that. I'm reiterating it and adding my own points.
But you can't never do the right thing. Then Spike Lee to say do the right thing.
And I wish you would take that to heart. But Venom 2 is very much people are excited for it. They're very much looking forward to it. As you mentioned, and as others have mentioned, Woody Harrelson, the visuals, it doesn't look sloppy at all, and it just looks like it's going to be a nice, fun time. I was at first disappointed about rated R, but then the more I thought about it, not everything needs to be rated R.
Yeah,
I've said that about Venom, and I've said that about Deadpool. Those characters, if you like the story, if the characters if the story doesn't require violence or anything, because again,
hold on, let's back up.
No, let me finish, and then you can just jump in. When you think about rated R movies nowadays, a lot of that's no longer for violence. A lot of that is for sexual explicitly content, or if they go super far into the gore. That's why you see a lot of horror movies nowadays be PG-13, because even though folks be getting murked, it's still the level of violence that they show in the visceralness and how realistic. Most movies nowadays, they don't need a hard R. That's the myth. That's people. That's that Mandela effect going on for you. I mean,
stop throwing that around. That has nothing to do with folks having radio. Mandela effect has nothing to do with that.
Oh, you would
stop
like
throwing that around. You've been using that all week.
Okay, thank you. You want me to break that down? Why I said that? It's people's thinking that movies that they watched in the past were rated R, but in reality they were PG-13. And if people started
what movies? Who thought that?
There are a lot of people.
What movies?
There are a lot of people who think that some of the Jet Li flicks. They like, oh, that
Jet Li.
It's an action movie, yes. He be killing folks, yes. I'm giving you an example. If you want me to give you an example, don't go Jet Li as I'm giving.
I ain't never thought Jet Li movies.
Did I say you did? Did I say Quentin?
But how
did I use Quentin as a frame of reference in my dissertation about how the Mandela effect be? I'm just asking.
Just throwing the Mandela effect around
to you, because
willy nilly.
You don't know how many conversations I didn't use this in.
With Jet Li,
I didn't used it twice in your presence.
That's too much
to you.
That's too much.
And both times I used it,
Venom should be rated R.
Why?
Because that was one of the problems I had with the first one.
No, not your problem. Why should it be rated? Not to you. Like, but why?
Okay, if we talking about Let There Be Carnage, because obviously the first one was not rated R. Let's just go straight into Let There Be Carnage. Cletus Cassidy is one of the most psychotic characters of all of Marvel. The original Venom was already slated to be more visceral and have that whole aesthetic that Spider-Man couldn't have. But they chose to bag it down so they could try to appeal to a younger generation and get more money. But then you bring Carnage into it, and Venom, who are already two visceral, horrendously gruesome characters, in a Sonyverse that doesn't have the same guidelines as a Disney that they have to abide by. You should take it to that next level. And I know a lot of Venom fans would agree with that.
That would be true if the trailer didn't literally show him viscerally.
That one scene, I doubt that he's going to be doing more than that in that scene. I doubt that he's going to go over more than that in the movie. I doubt that.
He literally killed like 12 people in
killing, and visceralness and gruesomeness is two totally different things. Like you just said, there's a lot of horror movies now that have a lot of killing but don't really go.
Do you not understand that, with the exception of about 4 to 3 maxi or miniseries, Carnage don't even really kill people viscerally? That's just more.
But that doesn't mean that's not the character.
But
I can pull up plenty of Carnage focused comic books where he goes crazy.
And within the context of a traditional Marvel comic, which is not anything different than what a PG-13 movie is going to do. Y'all, that's my point. You just basically put my Mandela effect the point, because you're assuming.
No, I'm not,
because the character properly, greatly, I might add, is a character that they make sure to try to say, oh, this guy's a psycho and he does a lot of psycho things, but it's never. It's only it's only ever been to a certain extent. You're not
okay.
Gonna,
okay,
you're
wait.
Not,
with that,
and,
okay.
And
if even let's just say it was
to
to a certain extent due to the guidelines of comic books and stuff like that. That is the reason we take it to the silver screen. That is the reason we take these characters to push the envelope on stuff that we can't normally push. And we know
in some cases,
and we know these characters have these characteristics and stuff that they usually can do, like say because I'm on Disney, or say because I'm on Cartoon Network, or say because I'm on comic books. But now when we're at the silver screen, we could take these characters to the full guise.
How do you know they're not going to do that?
Because it's PG-13.
That's not a reason. That's just you saying because it's PG-13.
That's my opinion. We don't know yet. The movie might push the envelope, because there have been movies that pushed PG-13 to the full brink.
Okay, so you just defeated your own argument.
No, I'm saying I don't believe they are, because Venom 1 was PG-13 and they didn't push themselves to the brink.
What you mean? He ate 3 heads.
No,
he literally ate 3 heads in that entire movie.
If that was what you call,
what you mean
pushing the envelope, I guess.
What you mean push it? Somebody getting their head ate ain't pushing the goddamn envelope.
No,
like
you know what I mean. You know the type of imagery and the stuff that they can produce to push the envelope. They didn't do that with him eating head and eating the head. Then all you see is a shot of a body with this head off fall without no type of entrails or nothing coming out.
Bro,
you know what I mean.
Most horror movies don't even. Most horror movies don't even do shit like that. With some of them.
Oh yeah, of course. When we talk about ghosts and stuff, I can pull up a lot of hard R.
Quentin, the last time, no, not even the last time. One of the most beloved horror movies of all time, Friday the 13th 6, had a gaggle of creative kills where folks was getting murked. And
creative kills doesn't mean lack of gruesomeness.
Let me finish. I'm not finished with my statement. God dang, decapitations and whatnot, and the junk was just
that. I'm not saying that makes the movie good, but I'm talking about in the guise of Venom.
That's not what I'm saying either. My point is that none of that stuff matters in the grand scheme if you're just doing it to be doing it and expecting that to carry you the film. You got to look at.
I'm not saying it's carrying the film. It goes in.
It is what you're.
No, I'm saying it goes in part with the story.
How? What's the?
How you say okay? If Venom had a great character, Eddie Brock, and him and Venom's buddy cop stuff was great, but he didn't kill nobody or fight anybody. No, listen, I'm giving it hypothetical. If his buddy cop, him and his Venom's banter was amazing, their dichotomy was great, but the whole movie he was riding around talking to Venom and not doing anything fighting worth, it would still be bad.
That would be very, very divisive. I'll say that much. But if it's giving you a reason to sit through the movie, then that's not a wholesale boring endeavor. Yeah,
I gave it a 6. I didn't say it was the best movie. I didn't say it was bad. I just say personally it wasn't as good as I thought it should have been.
But it's like it's also like, how further do you like? Again, the first movie one wasn't as high budget. That's why it wasn't as high budget as it was out of the as for how much money it made. It was very much a darn near let's see if it'll work type deal, and it completely over exceeded the thing. It over exceeded. Yeah. Number two, the fact of the matter is, one, you can't tell me that they're not going to be doing a lot more violent stuff in the second movie just because of it being PG-13. And secondly, you can sit there and say, oh, well, him doing all of that stuff to that guard, but it's like, it's just that. And it's like, one, they're not going to show you that scene in its totality in the trailer.
Yeah.
And two, that is still visceralness. I know people don't really think of it, but when you have something like that going into your esophagus and messing with your insides, that's still very, there's such a thing called subtlety. There's such a thing called to use
true, but Cletus Cassidy ain't subtle.
I'm saying leaving things to your imagination. And about Cletus is about the direction. It's about the direction
definitely
of the film. And sometimes you can get more horror, more terror, which is truly what Carnage and Venom are about. They're not about visceralness. They're not about
Carnage, is it?
Is really I wouldn't really no. Carnage is about horror, terror, and Venom, but Carnage's terror is more so about the lengths that he'll go, and sometimes it's best left at the imagination as to what he'll do, as opposed to there's such a thing called show don't tell. So I mean, show don't tell,
and I feel like that'll hurt Let There Be Carnage if they do that way.
How? Do you not know some of the greatest horror movies of all time?
Yeah, some of the greatest. I'm not talking about some of the greatest. I'm talking about Let There Be Carnage.
But I'm saying though, if you apply that mentality to a superhero movie, that's something that to me is something more special and something to look forward to than just a bunch of mofos just getting like.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
like they're like at the and you also got to look at it like this. Most times than not, when you show that type of level of violence on screens, it gets dull. It gets the shock factor. Like the shock factor becomes unless you're like
Deadpool didn't.
Deadpool absolutely did. Deadpool
2,
yes, Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 1 no, because Deadpool 1 was a shorter movie than people realized, and they did and the three
no sir
and the 3 major action set pieces that are in the film are very creative, and
they're creative, but they have a lot of gruesome visceralness to them.
But you're missing my point. They're creative and they don't overstay their welcome. They serve a purpose.
I never said that Venom was overstay as well.
But listen to my point, though. Mm-hmm. I'm getting to my point, though. When you have something like Carnage about Venom to Let There Be Carnage, which is not going to be this long movie. It's going to be, from everything they've said and been spoken about,
hour 50.
It's 90, but but it's the fact that it's going to be not wasting any movements. You can surmise that it's going to be a lot of action that they haven't shown, because the trailers have been basically the same with slight adjustments. So my point is that they're going to be, in my opinion, with Andy Serkis being the director, they're going to be taking the most out of what they can get and not showing anything more than they have to. And that, in my opinion, is more important than trying to capture a 100% interpretation of a Carnage massacre in your brain, because sometimes
I'm not saying a Carnage massacre. I did bring that up in a couple episodes ago. I would thought that would have been a great scene, like a diner scene or something like that. I thought that would have been good, but it doesn't just have to be in those instances. Like Venom comes to the laboratory and security guards in front of him and gets sliced right down the middle. I doubt they're gonna have that in the movie, because it's PG-13, even though I feel like in the guise of what Carnage is, that would be entertaining to see as far as Carnage. Laboratory, even like you said, the horror aspect, having that dual sense where when you're in certain Carnage scenes, it's almost as a horror flick. Not 100%, but certain aspects of that could be said as horror, where the gruesome and visceralness can come in and enhance that character, because you're only as good as your villain. When the villain is great, the movie is great. So I feel like, as what Carnage stands for and what Carnage is, to have that in the movie, I feel like it would enhance it. Not saying he's just going around every scene Carnage in massacring, but knowing that you have Venom who's not going to take it to this level, and having Carnage take it to this level, and you see it in certain instances, I feel like it will enhance the movie and make Cletus Cassidy such a great foil to Eddie Brock's Venom. That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying PG-13, you're not allowed to press that envelope, and you can, as far as PG-13 will let you go. But I feel like some of this new visceralness and new technology, CGI nowadays, will allow for a gruesome take that would be inherently better for the movie. That's all I'm saying. We'll see, because it might be good. They might press the envelope PG-13, and I might still enjoy it, because, like I said, it might still be good. But as of right now, what I've seen with Venom 1, my personal opinion, I didn't think that they pushed the envelope enough with early stage Venom's visceralness. But, that might be wrong.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, like I said, you liked Venom, so they're probably only gonna go up for you. But me personally, I thought it was a little lackluster. But so, with that being said, are you happy because they didn't push it back again?
They pushed it up. Actually,
yeah, they pushed it up. Yeah,
because of
Shang Chi.
Yeah, Shang Chi doing so well, so they pushed it up, because the whole reason it was supposed to come out at the end of this month.
Yeah,
but they pushed it back because they thought that the Delta variant would do too much of a hit. But then they said, when they saw Shang Chi do as well as it did, they said, let's go ahead and push it up to at least October 1st. That the first Friday of the week. So that works out.
Yeah, facts. I'm like I said, I'm gonna be at the movie theaters going to see it. Like I don't have no problem with going to see it. It's just I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it that when I found out it was PG-13, but that's neither here nor there. Now, moving on, we want to give a shout out to Shang Chi and Venom. Hopefully, Shang Chi was good. Hopefully, Venom will be good as well. Moving on, Spider-Man, just something simple, something slight. Andrew Garfield has been doing a little interview tours and doing a couple like late night shows, being really coy. Why you doing your face like that?
Just stop asking these fucking actors about this movie, dude. This is my only time. This is my only thing, and I'm gonna let you have so you can close out. But stop asking Toby and stop asking Andrew if they're in their movies. First things first, stop leaking these damn set pics or claiming or whatever the fuck y'all are doing with this film. Stop it. It was when the lead up, when it was still up in the air and people like it was cool, nice pre-release shit, obviously, whatever. But obviously, truthfully, they're trying to hold this shit as close to the chest as possible.
Yeah.
But it's like if the stuff is already out there, fine, whatever. Don't try to do like that one asshole did and lie that you created this leak because it's deep fake. And it's like, no, that's obviously an actual video that somebody got super 4K out there and probably wanted it to be leaked. But because you're trying to protect Kevin Feige and you think that this is his surprise and totally not something Sony has been planning for the last 5 years, because this is just an advanced version of a plan they wanted to do, but people clowned them because they thought that they were only going to try to rip off the MCU. So they said, bet. They finessed the MCU and now they can do it with the MCU's blessing and the clout and get all of the money, then fine. But no, it's stop asking Andrew Garfield, stop asking Tobey Maguire, don't ask Jamie Foxx, don't ask fucking motherfucking goddamn, I don't know why I'm trying to say Thomas Hayden Church, don't ask him.
Don't ask Willem Dafoe.
Don't ask Willem Dafoe, even though the Godwin bomb probably, is just as obvious as Alfred Molina. But don't ask anybody else. Don't ask Emma Stone. Don't ask Kirsten Dunst. Don't ask Deborah Ann Wall. Don't ask Charlie Cox. Don't ask Kristen Witter. Don't ask Leave them motherfuckers alone. Let them do what they want to do. If they want to do the good thing and say they're not in the movie to build up hype, let them. If they are going to announce it when the time is right, let them. But stop trying to ruin this shit. Like, unless this is like it's bad enough that JB Smoove got caught slipping, but that's JB Smoove. Lord knows he probably wasn't all the way there at that CinemaCon. Anyway, and I said what I said.
Why you coming JB Smoove?
What? Comedians be either loose on the goose or high on the kite at major motion picture conventions. So it ain't no disrespect. It's the truth. But no, don't fucking invite Andrew Garfield to your talk shows to not talk about his upcoming movie.
Man, they do. They don't even ask about the upcoming movie. They just ask, so are you in Spider-Man 3?
Like, fuck Jimmy Fallon, fuck Jimmy Kimmel, fuck all of them.
Whoa, this guy's going crazy.
No, I'm serious. Because, don't try to goddamn, Jimmy Kimmel probably get a pass because it's Disney-related shit, so he probably got the green light to ask the question or whatnot because it's still a cold Disney joint. So that's fine. That's whatever. That's probably just promo anyway. Whatever. But all you other motherfuckers, leave these motherfuckers alone and bring them on to talk about their shit. When November come up and they can really start pushing the promo shit, let them do that. Let them fucking do that. But stop doing this shit. It's disrespectful. It's lame. And you're only going to get these motherfuckers on the internet more riled up about...
Like you are right now.
But no, not riled up like me. Because I'm riled up in the sense of just leave these motherfuckers alone. But you're going to get people riled up like, oh, they lied. They lied about being in Spider-Man No Way Home. They're lying. Oh, man.
Oh, you talk about when it comes out and they are in the movie?
Or whatever. Just leave these motherfuckers alone. Let folks... I'm so serious. Dude.
No, I agree with you. And I know I've been laughing, but I definitely agree. When I know a lot of actors hail other projects more higher than other ones, but a lot of them like all of their projects a lot, and they definitely don't want to just talk about Marvel and DCEU and MCU and stuff like that. They definitely want to talk
DCEU.
You know what I mean? When they people were tired of talking about all the superhero movies. That's all I'm saying. But they definitely like to talk about, especially projects that love child projects, maybe something more indie, stuff like that, or something they're doing currently. They love to talk about that. And it's seeming like lately, especially with Spider-Man, all they've been doing, even actors who have been out of obscurity, like Kirsten Dunst, like you said, does she still have her show that's out on Stars, I believe?
Yes, it should be.
And I'm pretty sure she likes to talk about that more than she talks about how was it to be on the Sam Raimi trip.
It's like no cap. It's one thing if they do that shit with the Raimi folks, and what? Because what, Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man came out in
2012.
Yeah, so literally next year is the most appropriate time because it's the 10th and 20th anniversary respectively.
Yes,
for the beginning of those series.
Yeah.
So if you ever wanted to bring on those Emma Stone, Andrew Garfield, Toby, Kirsten, whatever,
yeah,
and talk about those experiences, go crazy. But don't fucking ask them.
Are y'all in Spider-Man 3?
Like, and continue. It's okay if one person, in the eye of the storm, called them and like, I'm gonna ask them this question, and then they play the coy. That's one thing. But everybody asking the same question, knowing damn well,
they can't talk about it.
Like it's like
and I think it's really not saying Tom Holland did anything wrong, but I think because Tom Holland was like a known leaker. Like they feel, not saying no, I'm not saying it's right, but I feel like now they're gonna push because obviously, like we stated before, this has the potential to be the biggest superhero movie, like period. And everybody's trying to get some leaks. Everybody trying to get the one up on every other news outlet that we caught somebody slipping before the other person. And they try each person, like maybe we can get Andrew to say something because nobody else been, or maybe we can get Toby to say something because nobody else has. Maybe we can get Alfred Molina to say something. No, but it's still, like you said, it sucks. It's stupid and it's disrespectful. And I would prefer them not to ask them those questions.
Like I feel like this, like I said, this is mine, and we'll just wrap it up. This is mine.
No, we still got to talk about what if, man.
What if Killmonger is still a whiny Killmonger still a whiny ass bitch.
Oh, I'm not even gonna press the button. We'll get to it.
That's my only goddamn takeaway is that he's the whiny ass bitch. Too many whiny ass niggas in the world. He chief among them. That just hammered home my whole feelings about Killmonger. Is that how the hell you think that disrupting the only African nation ever through the most obvious white people ways ever is going to do honor by your father who loved his country and wanted, like, it's one thing when a white villain does stupid shit like that because white people do stupid shit like that, but it's all Killmonger is, and it just this episode reaffirmed it, is these Dr. Umar fuckers.
Shout out to Dr. Umar from QMG. QMG says shout out Dr. Umar.
No, I did not. Hell no, don't fucking ever say that.
Woo!
But
now, what if Dr. Umar watched this show?
Fuck him. Fuck you. Put the camera on my face.
I got you.
If Dr. Umar is like, fuck you.
Dr. Umar.
Fuck Dr. Umar. Fuck your old whack ass motherfucking black women this or black women that. All this extra dumbass shit you be talking about. Yo whack ass, and fuck Killmonger too.
That's why, to be honest, that's why we personally, I wish we could just do an uncut podcast because I definitely have my own opinions.
It's just everybody's opinion. Like, I don't even want Killmonger to be permeating my mind view anymore.
It's too late. He already is. He's in there.
But any more than he already is. Killmonger is a whack ass nigga. If I was a Marvel superhero, I would intentionally be overpowered. So the moment he started going on that diatribe, I just drop his ass from orbit and just show
so you'll be a superhero that kills people.
Who told you that I wouldn't? Who told you that I wouldn't?
So then I gotta stop you. I gotta stop my own brother because you out here killing villains.
What you stopping me from killing villains for, whack ass nigga?
Bro, so Spider-Man is whack?
Did you miss Spider-Man 1? Did you miss Spider-Man 2?
He didn't try to kill Harry. I mean, he didn't try to kill Willem Dafoe. He dodged it. He didn't try to kill Norman. It ain't Norman. It ain't his fault. Norman ain't dodged the glider.
And what Peter?
And then he tried to save everybody.
That man.
He tried to even save Topher Grace from Venom. Topher jumped back in there.
But he was gonna kill Venom.
No, he wasn't. He was gonna subdue him.
He threw a grenade at the symbiote. What the hell?
No, he shot it back.
No, he threw a grenade. Anyways, the larger point is that fuck Killmonger. He a whiny ass bitch. He one of them whiny ass niggas. No more whiny ass niggas. Thank God this is into the QUNIVERSE, so I can just say all of this here. But
what? Whoa.
What? It's a predominantly black audience. Nobody.
Yeah, it's predominantly black, but I have my theories, and you don't even want to hear what I got to say.
Did I say that? Did I say Q? Shut the fuck up. Don't say what you got to say at the end.
Slick, you did do that because what I'm finna say go along with how Killmonger feels. So now you finna already be on 10 for what I'm finna say.
I'm just. Did I say I was gonna report? I literally said that we can wrap it. I said give you the final word and wrap it.
Okay,
up.
Say less. Go ahead, finish what you got. So what I'm finna say, I'm finna drop the mic with this.
Drop the mic. Why? Because what? He goddamn black Americans and
no, that has nothing to do with it.
Well, I'm saying that's what he says. I'm saying that's what this nigga says. This nigga gonna be like I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna show this African country. I'm gonna join the U.S. military. Yeah. I'm gonna kill I'm gonna kill as many foreign people as I can. Then I'm gonna go back to this home.
Granted, what's up? Now, as we've seen Black Panther, we know what T'Chaka did was bogus as hell.
And who cares in the grand scheme if that's what?
Who cares?
Look, I'm gonna be as brutally honest as I possibly
can.
I
am too.
I'm talking about me. You can say what you want. I'm talking about me.
And I am too. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about me.
I didn't ask you about what I heard.
Come on, Rock.
But I'm saying you trying to cut across me. Talking about I am too. I'm telling you what I'm going
Go
to
ahead.
Be. I don't give a goddamn about Killmonger daddy. His stupid ass shouldn't have been doing that if he knew the consequences.
What was he doing?
Doing that on the low.
Trying to get technology to overthrow America because that's how they was doing our peoples.
And he
what you mean?
And he knew, and instead of doing it in a way that it wouldn't get his ass clapped, he went ahead and
that's the bull crap. That's the whole bull crap. It wasn't about what he was doing. It was T'Chaka once again, Wakanda not wanting to step in and help their people and just hide from the world and he had to kill his own brother for trying to do the right thing and stand up and help the people that's in shackles around the world.
And all of that is true and nice, but at the end of the day, nobody told Killmonger dumbass to do all that dumbass shit.
I'm not saying Killmonger was right. I'm saying him avenging his father due to his PTSD and mental instability led to that. But all
of that is understandable and empathetic. But at the end of the goddamn day, he's still
T'Chaka's the real villain. No,
Killmonger's still a bitch ass real villain. Who anybody with a goddamn real feeling about the oppression of the black folks would know that no matter what you feel,
T'Challa even understood where Killmonger and Killmonger father was coming from.
Because T'Challa is the good guy. T'Challa
exactly, but he understood his father was wrong.
Because T'Challa, if you'd let me finish, you would understand why I said T'Challa was the good guy. Because T'Challa. One, and this is the most subtle thing that pisses me off when people critique Black Panther as a movie because they forget the subtlety of why T'Challa was even looking at all of that stuff from the perspective. Because what literally happened before the events of Black Panther? Civil War. What was T'Challa's motivation in Civil War?
His father got blown up.
No, what? His father died. And that means
he got blown up.
And that means he was doing what?
Avenging him.
So that means, of course, he was going to empathize with Killmonger, right, wrong, or indifferent, because Killmonger was doing the same thing T'Challa
he was empathized doing. With him, but he also understood that Wakanda should have been helping and not hiding. That was the whole point.
Let me just lay it all out on the table. That's just some supplementary bullshit.
No, sir.
That is the let me be as blunt as I can.
No, sir.
T'Challa wasn't really thinking about what, because he was gonna more or less do that shit at the end of Civil War. When he helped Bucky and Cap, that was him doing that. So that was already in his mind to do. What really motivated T'Challa in Black Panther, the reason why he gave Killmonger the opportunity to fight for the throne, the reason why because
he knew T'Chaka was fucked up.
No, it had nothing to do with that. It was because he understood that. Though he understood the rage and the because
it was justified. It's just he went about it the wrong way.
It has nothing to do with that's what people miss.
No, you're missing.
No, it had nothing to do with Killmonger. It wasn't because Killmonger had a valid point. It's because T'Challa literally did the same thing, and because he wanted to be a better king, he didn't want to be hypocritical. He looked at it from the lens of Killmonger, not because of what T'Chaka did or what happened to his uncle. It was specifically because of what Killmonger did. And in Killmonger's mind.
So who's to say Killmonger wouldn't have done the same thing if he was born as T'Challa? And who's to say T'Challa wouldn't have did the same thing if he was in Killmonger's place?
That's an entirely different conversation. That's an entirely different conversation because now you're completely changing.
No, I'm saying due to how Killmonger was raised and what happened to him due to the PTSD is the reason he took to that extreme.
Listen. All that extra shit was what people added because the movie laid those. I'm not saying the movie didn't, like, you already know how I feel about when movies don't do it, but we, the audience, pick up on it. The movie absolutely laid those down. But what I'm saying is that none of that shit was T'Challa's reasoning. T'Challa's reasoning is, and will be till the end of time, was that he understands how a son feels when his father is murdered over some BS. He literally, within the canon of the MCU, that literally happened weeks ago. And when he hears what happens to Killmonger, he's not thinking about what his uncle was trying to do. He's not even really thinking about too much about T'Challa. Obviously, yes, because that's the effed up part, but it's not that. It's the mirror image. Everything that you said, T'Challa's thinking about as if that was like what you said about if the roles were reversed. That's why T'Challa gave him that opportunity. That's why when he came back, he wasn't coming back to kill Killmonger. He was coming back to just dethrone him.
Okay, I agree with you.
So my point is that it has not all of this stuff about Killmonger and the Wakanda was effed up. Wakanda, it's not that it was it's all of that stuff. And like, this is where I get into the whole Kwamani has to get intellectual and stop being funny and overt for a hot second. This is where Kwamani,
when did you start that? Just now?
This is where Kwamani would say it asks all of the Black Americans to read up on the dysphoria and the and how other Afro-Black cultures view Black Panther, so we can get a three-dimensional look point, because it has a lot of other great points that Kwamani cannot articulate.
Okay,
but that aside. That is why it's less about the whole Killmonger and the kind of stuff. That stuff as us as Black Americans, our mind, obviously, and not in any wrong, instinctively pick up on, because we can see that path. Because
Ryan Coogler is a Black man, an African American man.
That's what listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that through the lenses of us specifically as Black Americans, there are points that were made in the movie that were not made. That were not put in there to be the point, but that is a point that us going in our mind, we can create the thread as to one of the motivations. But specifically in the motivations between Killmonger and T'Challa, as far as T'Challa's viewpoint was, it really had, excuse me, I passed gas and it really stank. I apologize. I smelled it first. Was I not supposed to tell you?
I'm clipping that. I am clipping that.
Do.
I am clipping that.
Was I not supposed to? Was I not? Because if I didn't say nothing, you would have looked at me crazy. You would have looked at me hella crazy. You would have been like, bruh, you didn't do that.
I'm clipping that. No, but I'm saying I don't agree with the fact that you said T'Challa wasn't thinking about nothing T'Chaka said, because when he went,
not T'Chaka said, but I'm saying he's not.
I mean, what T'Chaka did, because when he went back into the astral plane, he literally confronted T'Chaka about what he did to Killmonger's father.
Let me clean that up. I don't mean the larger ramifications about stopping Black progress in America. That's not what I mean. Of course he obviously was upset that he killed Killmonger's father, because that more or less that's kind of that put T'Challa in the. I told you, bro. Did I not say that? Did I not just say that?
Yeah, that John lingered. Yeah, you got to keep going.
It was probably that damn Taco Bell sauce in that chicken. But no, it's because it obviously that irked him, but the larger emotion was the similarities that he went throughout Civil War. Because what was he doing? He was hunting down Bucky because he felt Bucky was the one who killed T'Chaka, and that was his singular goal. He was willing to do all of this other shit that he didn't necessarily agree with, because he felt like that was what's going to bring honor to his family and to the memory, right? Then when he heard everything, and then he saw Iron Man and all of that other stuff, was like, no, I almost messed up everything and I already messed it up. And now he sees Killmonger, and now he sees his family on a direct level, on a on a all of the synonyms are hitting me at once, but y'all know what I'm saying. On a single level, he's not thinking about anything. He's just thinking about in that moment that his father was Zemo. His father was Zemo to Killmonger's T'Chaka. And that's where the empathy comes from. Not because of Wakanda hiding and being complicit indirectly with the dissolution of Black Americans. All of that stuff, obviously, we see at the end of the movie he wants to make right, but that's not the crux of his empathy towards Killmonger. It's specifically with the revenge aspect and the similarities of that.
All I'm saying, and I agree to a certain extent, all I'm saying is, for you said Killmonger is a whiny bitch.
Yes, he is. That all of that.
No, I'm saying all I'm saying is from the aspect of Killmonger. I feel
another one coming on, dog. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Go ahead.
Don't just hold it. We almost done. Hold it in.
I am. Just wanted to let you know.
Don't let it out. Hold it, please. Hold it in. You are
keep going.
All right. All I'm saying. Killmonger, you have to put in, his father has told him mythical stories about Wakanda and having this high-tech society flourishing, long living, strong Black society, long, luscious, just straight everywhere, magical society. It's almost unbelievable to the human eye. Can't even fathom it as a Black man and growing up in Chicago. So you take what he's been going through as a Black man.
There's a lot of South Central.
Oh, South Central. Okay. As a Black man growing up in South Central, as a Black man growing up in some of the most turbulent time for African Americans, seeing what's going on, seeing these third world African countries as well, seeing all this is done, and Wakanda is literally choosing to sit out, knowing that they have the resources, they have the ability to help not only their own African brothers, was obviously what Killmonger was thinking, but the world in general, and for them to sit out, and T'Chaka was behind that, and if anybody stepped out and tried to help, they were killed. He killed his own brother for that reason. I can see where he's coming from doing that.
Okay, well, two things. One, you notice we didn't talk shit about this episode. TLDR, he killed Tony Stark. T'Challa becomes the king.
Oh, we didn't talk shit.
Becomes Black Panther. Becomes Black Panther. But the show ends with Pepper and Shuri finding out the truth and probably going to team up. In that episode I told you about, that they absolutely confirmed was a spoiler because of the new trailer.
So it's looking like other What If episodes will be connected,
like probably the season finale. But But back to my thing. All of that's nice and well and good, but I hope, because to bring it in, our mother, she taught us a lot of the similar stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so I hold that in a high regard. And for me, theoretical. Let's say somebody from a super African country that you are secretly a part of kill you because of the culture. Am I gonna be pissed and resentful?
Yes.
But I'm not finna go ahead and indulge in the white man's conquest to bring you down, and knowing damn well that's going, because and this is what pisses me off. This is what.
But Killmonger in the What If instance, he was trying to run Wakanda for himself. He wasn't necessarily trying to bring America over to conquer. He was literally trying to run Wakanda, take their resources, and use it against them, against the Americans. Or against the world that's not Wakanda,
which is what he was going to do
in the original. Yeah, so that's not the white man's conquest. But he's playing everybody.
No, what I'm getting at is that to get to that point, what did he have to do?
Yeah, definitely. He had to play both sides. Fact.
And to me, I can't respect that, because you are, first of all, I don't give a damn what nobody says. Killmonger whack ass couldn't rule Wakanda with any sort of consistency ever, because the man is like, that man lacks leader. Like, if you do, like, that's another sort of aspect of Black Panther. He lacks leadership skills because he's too narrow-minded on his vengeance, that he lacks the core leadership aspects. His leadership mind comes from the white conquest, which is why he's like, burn it so there's no new generations of Black Panther, and disrespecting the elders. So that is so to me, it's listening to this man talk is just a bunch of bullshit, because if you reach that point, it's gonna flop. And then what's the point? You've once again contributed to a major institution of our people being destroyed over bullshit. and I cannot respect that under any regards.
Okay, but then how can you respect T'Chaka for killing his brother?
I don't.
I thought I was under the impression that you respected T'Chaka.
There's a difference between understanding and respecting. Obviously, as the king, there were certain things that he felt like he had to do as a king.
That don't make it right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Is the understanding why he did it and respecting it are two different things. They're not synonyms. I understand that he thought that he had to do that because he felt like he was protecting Wakanda, but killing your brother under any circumstances, if he's not talking about something, I have a detonator to blow up the world, and I'm the only one that.
Yeah, but that's not the only reason. Just because he killed his brother is what his brother was standing for. That I don't respect.
To me, I like all of that's window dressing, but to me, killing your brother is the like that. That is the biggest thing to me. Because there are many ways.
If it was anybody, if it was another resident of Wakanda and they were trying to rise up and help the people of the world, and he killed them because he didn't want Wakanda to be shine the light on that there are technologically, that would still be bogus.
But I feel like that being your brother makes it more bogus.
No, definitely 100%. But I felt like,
I felt like considering how T'Chaka in the few instances we've seen and heard through stories is presented, that is amazing. That somebody who could be that loving to others and be that wise to others would kill his brother. That to me is the most why that makes it the most egregious aspect.
Well, I just feel but that's people, because you could be loving to a lot of people, like say,
and that's why
you could be loving to your subjects but horrendous to other people, and that doesn't make you a good person.
And that's my point. That because of all people you didn't give a leeway to, of all people you didn't give quarter to, it was your own brother. Like it's like it could have been anything, but to add on to the fact that he's doing right, trying to do right, even if it was more or less, even if it was less ambiguous to the exact ways he was going to go about it. But the fact of the matter that his this hits harder because as a Black American, that's why I keep emphasizing the Black American and not African American.
Yes,
but as a Black American, it's hit harder because you in real life we understand
we're more close to Killmonger and his father than we are Wakanda.
I would say more just the
Killmonger's.
I would take it a step further in saying that we don't live in a world where Wakanda is even to our knowledge, is a possibility. So that
tell that to Akon.
Fuck Akon.
Whoa.
Come on, just stop saying these names to me, and you ain't got to worry.
Never said that man in the mess.
But my point is that it's the fact of the matter is that as your brother, who you should give more, as brothers, we understand that there's moments where you give more quarter than you would give others to, and specifically in this larger scale thing, that this would be the moment where you should give your brother the most quarter, the most room to do, at the very least, let it go a little bit further before you cast.
And they sent him there to spy.
Exactly. And so to me, that's what makes it the most egregious. But all of that withstanding is that if all Killmonger got out of that is burn Wakanda down, or use Wakanda in any ways you see fit using white man's tactics, then fuck him, because he's stupid and he should have known better.
Yeah, but I believe it's due to just a whole plethora of things, not just of who he was originally. And that's me personally.
All I can say is this: if you go into the Marine Corps,
and he actually saw he actually saw the Wakandans shoot off after his dad was killed.
What the fuck does that do with anything? What does that have to do with you joining the military with the intent purposes?
And we don't know Killmonger's full life. We don't know of the traumatic stuff.
What else is there to learn? What
had traumatic stuff happen to him?
Hey,
damn. See. Don't just gloss over traumatic and PTSD like that. He could have had some real messed up stuff happen to him, which perverted his mindset of what he was trying to do.
And that all that being said is that doesn't mean that when you commit specifically with fictional characters, that doesn't make you absolve you of being judged for the atrocities you commit.
No, definitely.
And this goes into real world aspect. You can have mental health and still be an asshole.
That is true. That is 100%. I'm a firm believer like that.
Obviously you can.
Not everybody is born good.
Not well, I was going to say not everybody. God, how can I articulate this? Not everybody chooses to be a good person despite their mental illness. Sometimes people use that to
As
go
an
ahead and be assholes.
Factual.
And that's thankfully not the entirety. There's a lot more people out there who go through stuff and choose to do right by people. But fictionally, unfortunately, a lot of people tend to use mental illness as a grounds to be a bad guy.
Facts.
And not gonna try to go and cast a wide net, but I can say as a black man, speaking on this fictional black man, he fucking sucks. He's stupid. And he fucking is like, there ain't no way in hell if I learn about a super duper African country, my first thought ain't, how can I find a way to bring all of this to the forefront while still like it's like I'm sorry, I don't respect minorities who take the white approach in terms of getting their vengeance, because that's always gonna fuck things up. I don't give a damn, and again, it's gonna sound cruel, but I don't give a damn about his wife, about his daddy dying, his uncle being a shithead. If you gonna do something that's going to hurt your people because of that,
they ain't his people.
I'm not talking about Wakanda. I'm talking about Black Americans.
Oh, okay, facts.
Like, if you're gonna do something that's gonna hurt your people, and you know it, not, oh, I'm so far up my own ass that I think I can still salvage it. Killmonger knew what the hell he was doing. I can't respect it. I cannot respect it.
Facts. And that's right.
And it's like, and it's just like, and it's God. I just do not.
And Geeks and Gamers, that's what if. We didn't talk nothing about the episode. But no, but you already know, Geeks and Gamers, first and foremost, we're happy to be back. We might do Into the Universe next week. We'll see what's going on. We'll be out of town, so we'll have to probably take our equipment with us. We'll see how that works out, because we got a lot of stuff. But as far as that, we'll always give a like, give a share, give a comment. If you're on YouTube, if you give us a subscribe, it will be much appreciated. We definitely want to keep bringing you guys great content. It just feels good to be back. We had a pretty rough couple weeks, but we're back in full effect. This was great episode. You already know how we do. We didn't get a chance to talk about a what if episode. We'll definitely we talked about Black Panther. I guess that counts. Killmonger, I guess that counts. Watu, he's getting closer and closer to messing some shit up. So with that being said, you already know, QMG, do you got any shout outs before we get on up out of here?
Just the same old shout outs. Shout outs to everybody who watched. Shout outs to Bold Diversity. Shout outs to all the good folks out there, and fuck Killmonger.
Well, you've been on one today. Well, this was Into the Universe. Thank y'all for tuning in.
I'm just trying to hurry up so I can go to the lab.
Yeah, I already know. You already know how we do. While you walk out, we're going to let that beat ride. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. This was Into the Universe, where you already know we talk about everything geeky, gaming, and nerdy. GQ Smooth, always on our P's and Q's. You know how we do. While QNG go ahead and relieve himself, we going to get on up out of here. You can go ahead and get up, bro.
I want to still point and say stuff. So
all right, go ahead. Okay, all right, it's fine. Okay.